Do you want to spend your 2024 laying in bed or being productive? Being sad or fighting your problems? Having gratitude or ignoring the blessings? Being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or being distant from Him? We only have 24 days left to 2024. Have you planned ahead? Did you evaluate your 2023? I'm sure you all want 2024 to be better than 2023 or a fresh new start in which you make new achievements and new developments. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran in Surah Al-Duha, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. The future will be better for you than the past. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tells us in the Quran to look at the previous nations and learn lessons from them. So if we want to improve our 2024, we need to go back and evaluate our 2023. And I don't want to focus on materialistic gains. I want to focus on self-development because all materialistic things are only important if you are satisfied with yourself. The self is the most important. Assalamu alaikum. If you're new to my channel, I am Sa'iqa, a qualified alima, and today I will give you 4 tips to evaluate yourself, be self-critical, and have a mindset of development because in 2024 we all want to be a better version of ourselves. So my first tip to you is ponder upon your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How was your relationship with Him this year? Were you best friends? Were you good friends? Or were you distant friends? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a source of peace. Did you find that peace and tranquility by being in His company? Did you share everything about your day with Him? Did you tell Him the good, the bad, the ugly? Did you just tell Him everything and feel relaxed afterwards? Did your day revolve around Him? Was He most beloved to you, more beloved than your parents, your family, your career, your studies, and even yourself? If you feel like you didn't spend that much time talking to Him this year, then maybe in 2024 you need to spend more time throughout the day. Just talk to Him. Make Him your best friend. Share all of your secrets, every single thing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Talking with Him is going to strengthen your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How was your salah? Rasulullah when he prayed salah, he said it's time to relax. Did you feel that? Did you feel your salah was time to relax? If you didn't feel that, it felt a bit difficult. Maybe in 2024, you want to slow down your salah and focus more on khushu', focus more on understanding the meanings of those words that you say. How did you feel when you recited the Quran? Did it make you feel like your relationship was getting stronger with Allah? Or was it all about quantity? If you feel like it was too much about quantity, or I've read this many pages, then maybe you need to slow down and focus on the quality and try to understand those ayat and ponder upon them. So whatever you decide how you want to improve your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, write down on a piece of paper and stick it somewhere obvious because that will be a reminder to you. Because in life we feel like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, but then we forget. Because in the Arabic, the word for mankind, the word for human being, it's insan. And many have said the word insan comes from nisyan, which means to forget. So we are very forgetful and we need constant reminders. So put these reminders in obvious places and try to work in 2024 in strengthening your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your relationship with Him is strong, you will become a strong person, and we want to be strong people. Now the 4 tips that I'm going to give you, I will give you a dua for each one of them. So the dua that you can recite to strengthen your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Allahumma inni as'aluka hubbaka wa hubba man yuhibbuk wal amal alladhi yuballighuni hubbak Allahumma jal hubbaka habba ilayya min nafsi wa mali wa ahli wa min al-ma'i al-barid. I'm going to put the dua on the screen, so just take a quick screenshot and it's going to have the English meaning as well, inshallah. My second tip to you is ponder over your blessings you gained this year and how did you show gratitude towards them. We want to have the quality, the mindset of gratitude to become better human beings. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His blessings are immense and there's no way we can count all of His blessings. So just try to remember some of the key blessings. Maybe you passed your exams, you passed a driving test, you bought a house, you bought a car, you got a new job, you was blessed with a child, whatever the blessing for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Try to think, how did I show gratitude for that blessing? And if you feel like you can do more in 2024, which we always can, Make a list of different ways you would like to increase your gratitude. So we can have gratitude in our heart by being submissive. We can do gratitude, by doing dhikr. We can have gratitude by using those blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to attain His pleasure, to benefit other people. So gratitude can be done with your heart, your tongue, your limbs. And think of ways you want to increase your gratitude in 2024. But be aware, I want you to know something very important. Don't be hard on yourself. When we're initially trying to change our behavior, change our mindset, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take time. So for example, if someone starts a new business, initially they'll probably make a loss. After a while, a break even. Maybe after 6 months or a year, they'll start making a profit. Or if someone wants to lose weight, they'll keep on going to gym every single day, but they'll see no change for the first few weeks or maybe even months. And it's going to be after a lot of hard work, they'll eventually start seeing a change. Similarly, when we want to change our behavior, our mindset, we want to have a mindset of gratitude, it's not going to happen immediately. So don't be hard on yourself and say, yeah, Allah, I'm trying so much to be appreciative, but why do I keep on failing? It's going to take a long time. So be easy on yourself and just be determined that I'm going to continue and I won't give up. And the dua for shukr is
ربي أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وأدخلني برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين.
Take a screenshot now. It's got the English translation. My third tip is ponder upon those things which made you sad and how did you deal with them? How would you do things differently next time? What changes would you like to make in your behavior and your attitude to avoid those situations again in 2024? So for example, if you didn't do well in exams, did you just get angry at everyone else and blame others? Or did you sit down and think rationally, what mistakes did I make which became the cause of this sadness, and how can I overcome those mistakes? Or for example, if you didn't do well in your business, do you just blame it on evil eye and jealousy? Or did you actually sit down and think, what decisions did I make which impacted my business because of which I made a loss? And maybe I shouldn't make these decisions again. So sometimes when we become sad, it's because of our own mistakes. And we need to understand those mistakes so we don't repeat them in 2024. See, sadness is an emotion, and when we are very emotional, our rational brain actually doesn't work. So it's very difficult to be self-critical in that situation, and conversely, it's just easier to blame others. So never make any decision when you're sad. Always let your emotions calm down and then sit down and think rationally, what mistakes did I make? And once you can identify your responses that were not right, write down those responses so you don't repeat the same mistakes in 2024. We are in control of ourselves and we can make internal changes. So we want to recognize our weaknesses and work on them. A dua for seeking refuge from sadness is Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazani wal-'ajzi wal-kasali wal-bukhli wal-jubni wa dala'i ad-dayni wa ghalabat al-rijal. Take a screenshot, it's got the translation. My fourth and final tip is time evaluation. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, take advantage of 5 before 5. Your youth before your old age, your health before your sickness, your wealth before your poverty, your time before your busyness, and your life before your death. So how did you spend your time? Were you productive or were you lazy? You really need to know, where did your time and energy go into? Were you able to achieve your goals? If we're not productive and our life is stuck and it's stagnant, we won't be happy with ourselves in the long run. So it's very important to be productive. Also, were you able to fairly divide your time? Did you have time for your family, time for your studies, time for your work, time for friends, and time for yourself? Because you need to relax as well. When I was a student, I really struggled in my first year. One of my friends actually forced me to create a timetable and strictly follow that timetable. And I only did this for a few months, but those few months really disciplined me, and that discipline made me productive throughout my studies. So maybe in 2024, you can give a timetable a try. Just give it a try for a few months, maybe even 1 month, and see if it works for you. And I couldn't really find any specific dua for time, but there's a beautiful surah in the Quran, a whole surah which is dedicated to the importance of time, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes an oath by time. Yes, you all have probably memorized it when you were kids. It's Surah Al-Asr. And in Surah Al-Asr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about time. So maybe you should memorize this, recite this surah, ponder upon its meaning, and act upon it. And I hope today's video will also benefit to you and to myself. Assalamu alaikum.